Namaste, and welcome to Namaste today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Christopher Witecki, your Sensei to Sirius Joy, and I'm very grateful you've clicked on this video to watch. Today's video covers Thursday, August 28, 2014, and I do believe that intellect and human connection is what will rule the day. Before I dive into today's show, I just want to say pardon me for being absent yesterday. I'm going to share a little story with you. Actually, when I came back from Texas, for those people who watch me all the time, I got a chest cold in my chest, which I knew what it was. It was grief. Whenever you get chest colds, you're purging grief or sorrow. And I had learned so much, and my heart had expanded so much in that Texas trip that it wasn't surprising to me that I had a grief kind of chest cold. But the interesting thing is, I hear that parasites in your body, flu, and bacterias live on sugar, live on processed sugar. So I decided over the weekend, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and end processed sugar. I'd already quit dairy. I've been off dairy for nearly a year now, and that was a huge, huge investment in my diet. I mean, much more than people think. And now I'm ready to do sugar. Well, for the first 2 days, I was just super tired and cranky, and so I wasn't really surprised. But by the third day, which is when I would have shot yesterday's show, I felt like I had been hit by a Mack truck. I mean, I didn't want to die, but death kept coming into my head. Like, oh my God. And apparently from reaching out to my friends, it was detox. I mean, it was the detox of the sugar, and it was the detox of dead parasites that had no more food. So it was nasty, and it really did tell me that, one, I think we rely too much on sugarcane sugar. If there was a world war or something, I mean, the whole world would be feeling that, and it would be not good. And I'm still kind of processing it out. So real interesting learning. But one of the reasons I bring up this story is, for one, to explain. A lot of people leave comments like, why are you on and off the air? Well, I'm honest with you. It's usually because I'm going through the same stuff that you are. And sometimes it's really hard to be a leader and also follow your own medicine at the same time. So I've learned to put myself first. But when I was in misery there, I realized, that my mind, wanted to think about work. My mind wanted to think about all sorts of things. And this was a place for me to really practice one of the essentials of inner peace. All right, and this leads us to the phrase of the day. I think, therefore I love. I think, therefore I love. Now, that's probably not a natural conclusion inside. In fact, we all know Descartes, I think, therefore I am. But the truth is when the mind is focused on the heart, that is the premise for enlightenment. I think, therefore I love. Say it out loud and say it proud. I think, therefore I love. Every time you think, you ought to also love. To combine those two will bring us into enlightenment. And so when I was miserable on the couch and in the bathtub and all the different places, like coming down off of sugar like a heroin addict, I had to keep my mind focused on my heart. It is actually how I got through it. And it was really miserable. And it doesn't matter what people could do for you or what they offered. The only thing that really changed my disposition, because I know I had to go through it, I know I had to just let all this stuff out, was my attitude. When my mind was on my heart, I could get through it. When my mind was not on my heart, it was miserable. So take this away. Today is a step 5 day. I think, therefore I love. So step 5 is what rules the day, which is I think. So this has all turned out in a wonderful little cosmic lesson. Thanks, Creator, for setting me up for that one. The Serious Step of the Day video will follow this, and I'm also going to retro release step 4. Yesterday was Quantum Breakdown, so I kind of lived it myself. Today is step 5, where we break through. We figure out the pieces and answer the questions of the whys. The joyful prep is step 15, and step 15 is just what I said. I love, I trust, and I think. That's basically what all three come down to. And when it adds to 6, 6 is giving and receiving and the feelings of love. So basically you want to keep your mind prepped on receiving love today. Like, oh, that's sunshine, thanks for the love. Little squirrel, thanks for throwing that nut at me. Thanks for the love. There's a crazy squirrel outside my window that I always play with. Now looking at the ruling chakra today. Because I think rules, now you may not realize this, but yellow is where thoughts actually stir in as far as the color. So thoughts and emotions are yellow, right? which is why they say it's not great to you know, paint most rooms yellow, just the kitchen where we eat. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a comfort zone and it helps us with our stomach. But you're going to find that when your thoughts and your emotions go away from each other, or they're not on the same team, or the mind's not focused on joy, then you could get a tummy ache, and today is definitely one of those days. The moon is in Libra, which actually is coming out in the throat chakra. So today is a day of sharing, restoring, giving and receiving, and restoring balance within our own being as well, depending on what we may need, right? Now, looking on the mothership, my mommy has pulled a card for the universe, and it is the Hanged Man. And she pulled that while I was sick. But it does apply to everyone going on. She's written a little blog there to help everyone out and to identify the cards. So come on down to soulgarden.tv and hit the nano blogs, and you'll see today's tarot written by my mommy, which I'm very proud to be working with her now. Also, Michael Williams has a new segment out in our tech complex. He's a light worker who also knows technology, and he's going to teach you about heating and cooling. You know, a lot of computers aren't performing well simply because they are not heating and cooling easily, and he will help you if you're a gamer or if you're just an avid internet freak. He will help you amp up your computer in the tech complex. So now playing today on the mothership, I've released a new episode of Sadiqa Salter's Renegade Aromatherapist. She actually has all of the definitions of plant medicine that apply to all sorts of conditions. She's amazing. I love her. A Leo with the Taurus rising. Check her out today. Her episodes are always worth the time. And in Planet Soup, let's take a look at what God is cooking up in the universe. Well, today we're in step 5 of Virgo, which means our minds and our intellect kind of connect to the rest of our life. So we kind of come online today. In some ways we're sharp, in some ways we're cloudy, but the I think state of awareness is dominant. So this is a day where communication and thoughts are pretty much number one. And for the next few days, the reason why I put in some banjo music there is because the sun is opposing Neptune. This means we are facing addictions, we're facing fantasies, and we're entering into spiritual quests. I have to say, I officially feel like I was addicted to sugar and didn't even know it. And any kind of addiction will tend to go overboard during this opposition. So, you know, this is definitely the time for a loving intervention with anyone who has addiction issues. This is the time where they can get clarity with it. But for people who have issues between reality and fantasy, this is where they go a little over the top. So some of those extremist groups and things going on over in the Middle East, I think, with ISIS and whatnot, I'm hearing. I think some of that is just the sun opposing Neptune, kind of some crazy times. And Jupiter has moved to step 9, which means we are officially moving out of Chapter 1 Leo issues. So for the most part, since Jupiter entered Leo, when the sun entered Leo here just about a month ago, we started blazing ahead with expanding our hearts. Now that does mean removing or releasing aspects, love stories, old stories that are in the way of your heart and true love. So as of this weekend, as we move into Labor Day weekend and start the autumn season, so to speak, in U.S. television anyways, we're going to be now manifesting a new foundation, and hopefully that foundation is self-love. One of the things I've learned about Chapter 1 is it's all about self-love, and if the self-love isn't in place, in other words, you're getting it from something else, like a substance or a relationship, then those types of things do tend to collapse as Jupiter goes to that first decan. Now that Jupiter's moving to the second decan, we're going to start exploring the possibilities of love. Good stuff. And speaking of love, there are some quantum creations going on, because it's not just Jupiter that is flying in the sky here. It is also Black Lilith and Venus. And Venus has taken ahead here in the race. She's now at step 20. That means we're starting to give and receive passionate love, while at the same time with Jupiter, we step out of the old paradigm. So this is kind of like an ice cube popping out of an ice cube tray. Probably a star-shaped ice cube because it's Leo. And it does mean that we are all officially moving ahead. And to some degree, for most of my clients, this is uncharted territory. In other words, we've never been so strong and so in our heart and so aware before and capable of making changes. So in each of your 12 zodiac signs in the zodiac weather, I'll be talking about where it's time for you to begin quantum creating your new life that's without karma. And then lastly, the moon is in Libra today, delicate balance step 6. That will make people a bit more sensitive than usual, but that also is a good thing for really finding the line between, you know, two sides, literally. So it's easier for us to weigh and balance issues when the moon's in Libra, but it also makes us a bit more oversensitive sometimes to the smaller things. So that's just so you know. All right, so this leaves us for the Sensei sunrise. You know, in The Secret they say thoughts become things. And I say all the time, gratitude is the right attitude for receiving. But what they both illustrate is that the mind is second-guessing the heart. If the mind is second-guessing the heart, you're running retrograde. Remember, the solar system is the soul's system. In the center is the sun, our heart. Then orbiting the sun are our thoughts. Then orbiting our thoughts is our creativity field. These are actually fields around us. So when our mind is doing things to direct attention away from the sun, this is where we fall out of grace. This is where life starts to go to hell. And this is what Master Buddha really did teach about enlightenment, is when the mind is focused on joy, the soul become enlightened. So today is practice with the mind, to be really serious mentally about your joy. And this is really just to keep a focus on the heart all day long. If you check on the heart and check on the heart, what you're doing is you're creating a new reality, Virgo, of checking on the heart. And you're getting your mind accustomed to thinking only for joy. That also means you have to get off the addiction of worrying or the addiction of thinking that you can think away the problem. That's a myth. All right, so the serious step 5 is I think, and I say, I think, therefore I love. Secondly, the joyful prep is step 15. And so to open up to love, basically, is the same thing. We love and trust, that's the 10, and then we think about giving and receiving. We just think about the exchange of love. So you either want to think about your heart or think about exchanging love, and otherwise, besides that, I don't think there's anything today to think about. I'll be right back after this. Hello, my friends. A couple of things I want to tell you about with Soulmark coming up. On the one hand, my artificial intuition technology is coming out in September. We wanted to have it out before the Labor Day weekend, but we just couldn't do it. Obviously, it's been a hard time, but this is a cool free trial that I'm going to give everyone who watches called the Sirius Joy Real-Time Companion Service. So I'll let you know after the holiday when you can sign up. But this is literally an artificial intuition algorithm that is monitoring your astrology and basically a companion to you. But it's also me, too. I actually make little video snippets and kind of come into your life like Obi-Wan Kenobi. But I'm letting you know all this now, especially because if people want a reading, this is the last time. And I had a couple emails over the weekend that asked me if I would keep it open, this sale, until the end of Labor Day, and I felt fine. AIT wasn't ready. That's what the date was based on. So for a few more days, you can get a 1-hour personal reading with me. And then after that, I am going to be retiring for a little bit from the reading business and letting AIT take over. It's been a long winter's nap. This is all available at soulmart.me if you want to know more details. But before you come on down to soulmart.me, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters in the 11 steps to serious joy, starting with step 0. Scorpio, cloudy and spiritual today. The moon in Libra pulls you into the subconscious, but what you are going to create quantum with that Jupiter and Black Lilith is a new career, so go for it, Scorp. Leos, sunny and pensive today. You are quantum creating the new you. This is the new updated Leo version, and if you don't know, you haven't updated since 2002. I know, honey. Step 2, the Cancer, sunny, nesting, and resting. Guess what? The crabs are about to get wealthy. They're quantum creating abundance right now. Be sure to follow your senses, Cancers, but today you probably need to stay at home and chill out. Step 3, the Sagittariuses, sunny and social. You are quantum creating your new life purpose. So you're aligning to a new life purpose, And really, that's a big deal because life purpose is what you believe in. So it's time to quantum create that life purpose and step out of any self-limiting beliefs. Step 4, the Aquas, who I call aliens, by the way. You guys like how I change the images? Cloudy and private today for the alien race, but you are quantum creating partnerships that will last a lifetime. So don't poo-poo the partnerships right now. You need the humans. Step 5, Geminis, sunny and childlike today. You are quantum creating a new vision. And a vision, of course, is held in the head. So when the Gemini gets a vision, that's it. They stay on that vision. And sometimes you can't get them off the vision. But the good news is they're reprogramming the vision now. And today they're feeling like a lot of fun. Step 6, the Libra is sunny and cool with the moon in their sign. You are quantum creating new partnerships. You know what? That's not true. You're quantum creating new social partnerships. I'm just realizing I've lost the word social there. So yes, partnerships are part of it with Uranus and Aries, but you are creating quantum new social partnerships now that will help you get ahead. And you know that's how Libras work. They always partner with people. Step 7, the Pisces, cloudy and private. You are quantum creating a new lifestyle and or a new relationship to your body. So yeah, getting rid of sugar, that's a good one, but be careful, it's not easy. Step 8, the Capricorns, sunny and professional. You are quantum creating intimacy. Now think about that. Capricorns getting intimate. See, that's the age of Aquarius right there. Because if the Capricorns get really close and they open up to you, then you're in their grace. So I think this is a great sign. Jump in, Capricorn, don't be afraid. Step 9, the Aries, sunny and sentimental. You are quantum creating new love and or a new creative vision. So if you're an Aries who's an inventor or you have an idea or an album or whatever, do it now, okay? Do it now. It may not sell now, but you need to make it now. Understand? So listen to that in your heart. The Taurus is step 10, sunny and hyper aware today. You're quantum creating a new family. And you know, I gotta say, just speaking to the other bulls, that yeah, I think the new family is me. Go figure. But it took only half a lifetime to figure it out. Quantum creating a new family or a new foundation, call it that way too. Then finally, the step 11s, Virgos, sunny and productive. And they are quantum creating miracles. Seriously. It will seem like a miracle to them, but it will be technically a miracle. But it is time to go for something really spiritually high and see what you can do. All right? Go for it. You guys like the Little Mermaid? I always thought that Virgos are really mermaids, at least the female ones. And maybe merman, I don't know. But you let me know. Now remember, in the Lightwalker Parade, we have playing after this the Sirius steps of the day, step 4 and step 5. I left out step 4 yesterday when it went down. Also, we're releasing fast foods that cause slow death. This really is true, and Damon Perry is really good at this stuff. And don't forget, we've got plant medicine for you in the form of the Renegade Aromatherapist with Sadika Salter. All right, and here we are back in the theater. If you are on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our channel. We appreciate that. Or you can like us on Facebook at soulgarden.me. And of course, you can always come to the mothership at soulgarden.tv. Well, I think, therefore I love. I think, therefore I love. That's your mantra today. Stay in your heart, connect to the people, and see what comes about. Because Mercury today, which is the mother of I think, is pointing towards a bit of an epiphany that will likely happen in everyone's lives in the next 36 hours. So keeping that mind on the heart will keep that epiphany on joy. Okay, my friends, stay well, avoid sugar. Until next time, I love you and live, love, be.
Who cares?